A study by the Productivity Commission has found that workplace bullying costs Australian organisations between $6 billion and $36 billion a year in lost productivity. And the Beyond Bullying Association estimates that between 400,000 and 2 million Australians will be harassed at work, while 2.5 to 5 million will experience workplace harassment at some time during their career.
Welcome to Jane Jackson Careers, a podcast that takes your career to the next level. Here's your host, Jane Jackson, author of Amazon Careers bestseller, Navigating Career Crossroads.
Welcome back to my Careers podcast, where I provide career advice and also interview fascinating professionals who have made amazing career changes. Now, it's been quite a while since I've had a chat with you on my own, but I really want to talk about a topic today that has come up a lot with my clients over the past year or so. And this topic was received with such interest at a recent Women in Leadership Summit that I was invited to present on the psychology of stress and emotional burnout. Now, a factor contributing in some cases to emotional burnout is workplace bullying. So I thought we'd have a talk about this today. Now, recently I've had so many clients express the challenges that they've been facing in the workplace when it comes to relationships, how to develop positive relationships when there is a considerable amount of negativity around you. You know, that sort of toxic environment that insidiously creeps up on you and just makes you feel bad, and you start to dread going into work every morning. Have you ever felt that? I was once in that situation, and it really is very unpleasant. Now, this often happens when there's change, unwelcome change, or unexpected change. And because we're naturally creatures of habit, and when there's change, we experience an element of anxiety, don't we? We think, what's going to happen to me? And as a protection, we close ranks, or we build a wall around us, and we try not to be affected by this change that perhaps we feel rather afraid of. Now, some people react in another way, and to protect themselves, they belittle others in order to make themselves feel safer. Sometimes the challenges are not due to organizational change, but due to personality. And there may be a negative person that you have to work with on a daily basis, and that starts to affect your sense of self and also your happiness level at work too. You may feel just frustrated and perhaps a bit annoyed at first, but then if it keeps going on and on, it starts to plant a seed of doubt in you about your own abilities. There's a quote that Deepak Chopra once made, and it is, "Negative people deplete your energy. Surround yourself with love and nourishment, and do not allow the creation of negativity in your environment." This may be easier said than done sometimes, as it extends into the area of workplace harassment, and we really have to be very careful. Have you ever experienced or witnessed workplace bullying? It makes me so angry when I see it or when I hear about it, because workplace bullying is not to be tolerated. It affects individuals by causing severe anxiety and many other mental health issues too. And it can also affect the business results of organizations. In 2010, for example, the Productivity Commission in Australia found that bullying at work costs Australian organisations between $6 billion and $36 billion a year in lost productivity. My goodness. And also an Australian Human Rights Commission report cites the Beyond Bullying Association estimates that between 400,000 and 2 million Australians will be harassed at work, while 2.5 to 5 million will experience workplace harassment at some time during that career. Aren't those frightening statistics? Now, look closely at your network. And just ask yourself a few of these questions. Ask yourself if any of the people in your network drag you down, make you doubt your abilities, never seem to have ideas of their own, but may take your ideas and comments as their own. The people who always see the negative in every situation, or put you on the defensive frequently, or maybe make you hesitate about your decisions and what you want to do, and then you start to doubt yourself, or maybe they belittle you or are dismissive of your input at work. For myself, I was in a meeting once at a client organization negotiating the fee for an opportunity that had arisen due to another company specifically asking for me to work with them. And the person with whom I was meeting and having this negotiation with was getting quite aggressive. And he said to me, "You will never be able to find an opportunity like this on your own." Wow, that was, to me, it was quite a put down, and I felt very disappointed. Well, not just disappointed, I felt a lot of other things as well, but I'm disappointed that he would have said something so negative and belittling. Now, I could have felt insecure and agreed with him and then taken a lower fee because of his implied slight. But luckily, I knew that what he said was untrue, as I had other private clients who were paying me more than the sum that we were negotiating at that point in time. So I was able to counter his comment with confidence. In fact, I countered with logic. I stood my ground. The deal did not go ahead, but I maintained my integrity. And to this day, I'm so glad that I did, because I was told of that particular man's regular bullying tactics during negotiations, and later realized that I had automatically made a good call by believing in myself rather than place my self-worth on someone else's inaccurate perception. Now, this was not really ongoing bullying. It was simply a hard-nosed negotiation, but done rather rudely. But my point is that self-belief and not backing down to techniques that may place doubt in your own mind about your abilities is really important. So, let's describe what workplace bullying is. According to a University of Wollongong study, workplace bullying is repeated and unreasonable behaviour directed towards a worker that creates a risk to health and safety. The report said that this could be verbal abuse and humiliation, social isolation, withholding information, spreading rumours, and a whole lot more. The chief executive of Beyond Blue, Georgie Harmon, said, "Those who experience and perpetrate workplace bullying have higher rates of depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder, and health problems such as cardiovascular disease, and even worse." So, what Safe Work Australia says is that workplace bullying can be harmful to the person experiencing it and also to those who witness it. So you may have experienced this before, and if you're listening to this and you have, you'll be nodding away as I describe this as well. But the effects will vary depending on individual characteristics as well as, obviously the specific situation, and may include one or more of the following. So have a think about this. It may cause distress, anxiety, panic attacks, or maybe disturbed sleep. It may also cause physical illness, muscular tension, headaches, fatigue, even digestive problems, and you keep getting that rumbly tummy and horrible feeling, inside of you, and maybe even ulcers. You may feel a loss of self-esteem and self-confidence. Maybe you feel isolated because you think, oh, I'm the only one. I'm the only one who's being treated like this. You might find deteriorating relationships with colleagues, family, and friends because you don't trust people anymore. And there'll be a negative impact on your work performance, your concentration levels, and also your decision-making ability, because then you'll start to question yourself all the time. It's an awful situation when you feel this way. And then workplace bullying can also have a negative impact on the work environment and incur direct and indirect costs for a business too. So it's not only for the individuals, it's for the entire organisation, because it could include a higher staff turnover and then the associated recruitment and training costs, and that's huge, low morale and motivation of your team, increased absenteeism, all those sick days and mental health days that people suddenly start to take, and certainly lost productivity. Now, Safe Work Australia has an excellent guide on preventing workplace bullying and recognising it as well. And I'll tell you one of the recommendations that would help so much if this might be an issue where you work at the moment. The implementation of a policy that is adhered to when negative behaviour is observed and reported, because this will help to develop productive and respectful workplace relationships. Organisations need an anti-bullying policy. They need to implement good management practices, and effective communication are important in creating a workplace environment that discourages that workplace bullying. Now, for example, an organisation may promote positive leadership styles by providing training for managers and supervisors. They may provide mentoring and supporting new and poor performing managers and workers, because sometimes it's the poor performers who start to bully to make themselves feel and look better. Perhaps an organisation could also facilitate teamwork, consultation and cooperation, and ensure that reasonable management actions are clearly defined, clearly articulated and understood by workers and supervisors, and also ensuring that supervisors act in a timely manner on unreasonable behaviour that they observe. Okay, it's so important that we can do that. Now, what can you do to practice self-care if you're experiencing something as awful as workplace bullying? So first of all, I would say, please find someone that you trust to talk to. Don't bottle it up. It might be a good friend or someone that you know, like, and trust who is discreet, or maybe you can find a counsellor or a health professional who can provide professional assistance to help you rebuild your self-esteem and develop resilience during challenging times. If you start to doubt yourself, analyze your stress levels, as they may be other contributing factors that are also affecting your sense of self-worth and confidence. In fact, if you want to analyze your own stress levels at this point in time, email me at jane@janejacksoncoach.com, and I can send you a life events stress analysis survey to find out exactly, where you stand at this point in time, and if you're experiencing the effects of cumulative stress. So email me at jane@janejacksoncoach.com if you'd like to take the life events survey to analyze your stress levels. Now, remember also, assess what's happening in your life holistically at this point in time. What's going on in other areas, personally as well as professionally. Talk it out with someone you trust. Practice positive self-talk. Use positive affirmations regularly. Again, either email me or hop onto my website and find my positive affirmations. It's at janejacksoncoach.com, or you can also find a lovely video on YouTube or on SoundCloud or on iTunes on my Your Career podcast, which is called Positive Affirmations to Change Your Life. I created it for a particularly stressed client a couple of years ago, and it has helped so many people. It's only 10 minutes, but it's all about self-belief and realizing that you are enough. So if anyone's been making you feel small, listen to this, because it is empowering. So have a look at janejacksoncoach.com and have a look for it. If you can't find it, email me at jane@janejacksoncoach.com and I'll send you the link. Okay. Now, another thing you can do is to sweat it out. Raise your heart rate through regular exercise. You know that it's been proven to relieve stress. So exercise regularly, because you'll feel more in control of other aspects of your life if you're in control of your own body and your health too. Please go and see a GP, have a full medical checkup, make sure all the other stuff is okay as well. Now, what about organizing your physical environment? Organize your desk. A messy environment creates a messy mind as well. So if you can have organization where you physically are, then you'll feel a little bit more in control. And take action to do something about it. By tolerating negativity, you're actually letting it breed. So say no to negativity, put a smile on your face, and anyone who wants to bring you down will be afraid, and they'll think twice about approaching someone who acts confidently and with self-assurance. Don't be an easy target, and never ever let someone else's opinion affect your own sense of self-worth. Stay true to yourself, follow your values, and act with integrity at all times. Please. Now, I'm going to leave you with this really powerful quote from Theodore Roosevelt. Honestly, it's so powerful. I love it very much. So here we go. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Powerful words. I've also got something else for you. If you'd like a copy of the Guide for Preventing and Responding to Workplace Bullying, it was put out by WorkSafe Australia, and I've got a PDF link that I can send to you, or you can find it at WorkSafe Australia. Just email me at jane@janejacksoncoach.com and I'll send you a copy. All right? So until next time, believe in yourself and be happy, my friend. Talk to you soon. Bye. If you'd like to find out how coaching can help you, visit janejacksoncoach.com, where not only will you be able to listen to other fascinating interviews from professionals who've made amazing career changes, you'll also be able to download some free ebooks and guides on how to manage your career effectively.
You've been listening to Jane Jackson Careers. Sign up to receive regular career advice at janejacksoncoach.com.